Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back. Jamie here today with Dylan, and we're going to be reviewing Army of Darkness, which came out in 1992, 5 years after Evil Dead 2, and it was written and directed once again by Sam Raimi. But the tone of this film, complete comedy. I mean, I guess you can make the argument there's a little bit of horror here and there, but you know,
like it's sort of like a spoof on his own movies, like on like the Evil Dead franchise we played off.
And in interviews he said, "Oh, we need to get him out of the cabin because if they did a third film in the cabin, it would kind of get boring, I guess, wouldn't it?"
Yeah.
So.
You know, like I always say, like this is like my personal favorite because it's so funny. So it's sort of really just so like fantasy. You know, like he was clearly like either reading Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit at this time.
Well, his original plan. Well, we'll talk about the original ending later on, but he wanted it to be inside the future as well, didn't he? But he didn't have the budget. In case you didn't know, it's called Army of Darkness. It's not Evil Dead 3, and that was the production company who wanted to do that, and it confused people because you know Army of Darkness came out outside the cinemas. Didn't make that much because people, I mean, they didn't know what it was, to be fair. Like, you're marketing it as Army of Darkness, not Evil Dead 3. And like you said before we went on air, didn't they, the poster as well?
The poster that you see is like Bruce all dead muscular, and he's not. Like Sam and Bruce were like, that's not the point, that's not the point, like, you know, Ash meant to be like just an average Joe. Like,
I do like the poster though. I always think it's like, that's how Ash sees himself, you know what I mean? Obviously he's not that person, but...
Like, I like it for like that reason as well.
But we'll jump right into the story. Like I said, it's a huge departure from the other two. It starts with Ash's narration. He says he's a slave in the past, 1300 AD. But then we see him working at S-Mart, which is the first time we see S-Mart in it, in the series, I guess. And it's another remake again with another Linda. And I think this is even short. And Evil Dead 2 was like 7 minutes. This got to be like, what, 3 minutes or something like that.
I think if Sam ever does another Evil Dead movie, he's probably going to remake the beginning of that movie and try to do it as short as possible.
Yeah, it's like a speedrun.
Yeah, but I don't understand why he didn't just use clips from the previous movie. Why he
I think there was some clips in there when Ash eventually gets pulled into the rift. I think they're the same shots.
I think they must be, yeah. But it just doesn't make... I just don't see why he remade it.
I know why partly did, because they cutting off the arm bit. There was too much blood in the Evil Dead 2, so they wanted to redo that, but...
Yeah, you could have redone that scene, but like the scene with like him coming up with Linda... Like, you don't see any of the characters from that movie. They didn't do a really good job of sort of recapping.
Yeah, true. It's like a film in it with the title. It's like, I can understand why people are confused. Especially if you're walking in there, you don't know what it is, and it's recapping it. You're like, wait a minute, this is a sequel? What? Eventually it picks up where part 2 left off, and it is in the medieval times. And he's basically, what's King Arthur in it, and Henry the Red, they've got like a rivalry going on. And he thinks Ash is one of his men, so he demands to put Ash inside the pit. So we go to Castle Kandar. But like I said, this film's full of quotes. We get one of the first ones here. Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. It's like, you leave two things, put Jack and shit, and Jack left town.
Oh, I love that quote. I used that as much as I can.
But they throw one of the soldiers or whatever into the pit, and just blood just shoots. So much blood just comes out.
You see the rest of like the crew, like the cast all move out of the way. And then like he shots like the opposite direction of where they moved, but no one is. Ash is trying to like sort of say that he's not part of his crew, and you know, part of
Henry's, he thinks he's with Henry, don't know.
Henry's like, oh, I don't think he'll listen to you, lad. But like, what I also like about this scene is like they talk about how like, oh, you started the fight, or you started the fight. I'm assuming there's some sort of scene they didn't make it, that they didn't manage to film.
Yeah, there's a lot of deleted scenes in this film.
Where it explains like that it's probably the Deadites making them fight each other.
Probably, because they do exist before Ash arrives, and they say, oh, it's the prophecy, you know, the hero from the sky and all that. Throw Ash into the pit, don't they, and he starts fighting a Deadite, and you can tell it straight away, like, the comedy aspect, because the Deadites, like,
we're missing the love interest shows up.
Oh, yeah, Sheila shows up, and a brother got killed one or something. She's asking where her brother is. Throw Ash into the pit, and the Deadites just doing backflips and all this, and they're fighting until the wise man throws his chainsaw down. You get like, he jumps up and gets it like Keyman or whatever. Eventually, Ash is down here, uses his chainsaw to kill the Deadite. He comes up. We get another line. This is my boomstick, and he's talking to him like with a gun, like they know what it is. They're all looking at him like, what is this? I don't know what this is.
Oh, then he has a fight with Arthur.
And he demands to let Henry go, doesn't he? And Henry goes off on his horse. And then from there, they treat him like royalty, really, don't they? He's inside like the throne bit, he's sat down getting fed chicken and grapes or whatever.
I'm assuming like because he was able to kill a Deadite so easily too, so easily he has a shotgun. He just, you know,
because they have the Deadite inside the pit and they're giving him like sacrifices, aren't they, in the way when they're throwing people down.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But yeah, he's being treated like royalty until the she-bitch shows up and you get the line, yo, she-bitch, let's go.
Even the best part is fucking you pointed it out, and I didn't realize it that this was a reshoot.
Because
With
of
Arthur's
Arthur's
beard.
beard. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, they could have done a better job. Out of
glued
nowhere, the love interest Sheila is fucking all over him. Like, 180, love, 180.
But the line first, she walks in, he's like, what was you raised in a barn? Closes the door, and he's like, well, you probably were raised in a barn. I think this is just like a parody of romance things, in it? Because it feels like a whole film just put into one in this one scene.
Yeah, I think it is like the horror spoof of like action movies from the 80s.
Yeah, because she comes in trying to be interested, and obviously he's blown her off. So she slaps him, doesn't she, and starts walking out. He goes up, grabs his, like, give him some sugar, baby, and you just start kissing. He gets told, don't he, by the wise man, he has to go to the cemetery and do the 3 words to get sent back to his time, basically.
Yeah, and those 3 words are the same ones that the from the original, when the Earth stood still, like fucking robot thing comes out. Those are like the things that he says, so it's like a callback to that.
But like you said last night, why didn't the wise man just go with him to make sure he says it
Yeah,
right?
like, why they send in one man? Like, I get it, he's like a hero, but like, surely, like, if you send a couple of guys with him, he survived. Like, you know, you got a better chance. Why didn't you write it down?
But we know why, because the film, he has to screw it up.
No, but I just feel like...
in the film logic, before he arrives at the cemetery, he gets chasing through the woods. This is like the Evil Dead style thing, and he gets chased through the woods by the evil, obviously. Makes it to a windmill. Now, a lot of people hate this bit, but I don't mind it when, like, the whole little lashes come out and start trying to possess him or whatever.
Yeah, and I noticed, because they came out of the mirror, didn't they?
Yeah,
the reverse
shadows. Yeah.
The reverse, you noticed like the gloves on the other hand. Like any other film, any other director wouldn't have really noticed, wouldn't have done that detail. Sam Raimi's one of those, you know.
But eventually they get into Ash's mouth, don't they? And that makes him become evil, and he's like pretty much, you know, it's coming out of him in it.
In the shoulder, man. That.
Oh, that lot, yeah. Oh my god, that's so gruesome. That, and then he's like conjoined twins in a way, and then they're both running outside, howling at the moon and all.
Yeah.
But eventually, he fights with his evil part, and he just shoots, and he's like, "Good, bad, I'm the guy with the gun," and then buries him and makes a cross.
Oh,
which
you
he does throughout
you
the
can summon your face. What? That's brilliant. Yeah.
I'll come back for you.
Man, what is it with all these movies? He's like making crosses and burying people. He's like an Undertaker now.
True. I love that joke in the TV show though, and Kelly's like, you know they were Jewish, right? And he's like, well, I wish you would have told me that sooner. But yeah, he makes it to the cemetery, and there's 3 different versions of the Necronomicon, and he doesn't know which version. He opens one and he just gets sucked right into it.
Yeah, the effects on this I thought were really funny and cool. Like he sees hands, like getting stretched out and all that.
And then his face gets stretched out. Bruce Campbell has a big chin, but his chin's even more bigger
yeah.
at this point.
I think that was the joke that Sam must have been making. Like, oh, let's make your chin like really like exaggerated.
Practical effects are good though of the chin and everything. While he's like, you know, swinging it about.
I love it. This is why it's my favorite. Like, there's just these things are just like you can't stop laughing. Like, I get it's not a horror movie, but it's a really good movie. It's a really good movie.
For me, it's not a horror movie. That's the
no, it's a really good movie though. Like,
it is a really good movie. But he says the wrong word, doesn't he? And that just starts raising the dead.
Well, he didn't say every exact syllable, but, you know, yes, he kind of did say all the words.
Yeah, you know, I said just stupid words. I love it. He coughs on the last one, doesn't he? And he's like, okay, that's it then. All right. He just picks it up. The dead start rising, skeletons coming up. He arrives back at Castle Kandar, and they're all like, oh, the heroes. He goes on and get the fuck out of my face and just pushes him past.
We had a deal.
Yeah, they had a deal to send him back to the time if they get a Necronomicon, but now all of them are screwed. But Ash doesn't really care. He's like, no, just stick to the deal. I want to get sent back to my time. And then she confronts him, doesn't she, Sheila? And he's like, oh, baby, that's just pillow talk. And then the Deadites arrive, and one of them, the flying one, takes Sheila away. Yeah. And obviously they don't shoot because they don't want to shoot Sheila. Now we see Evil Ash, don't we? Who's played by Bruce Campbell as well. With like the makeup's amazing on this. I love it.
And like he shut his jaw so you can see like he's not like taped, like he's roped it back up together and all that.
It comes loose later
I think this has to be like my favorite scene of the entire movie because like it's so funny with all the skeletons. You know what I mean? Like
the lines that they are.
Yeah, like oh, you're up, right? Grab a shovel, start digging. You know what I mean? Watch out, Bonehead. There's like little bits like that.
Especially later on when they storm the castle. And
they have like they have such a personality in skeleton. It's so funny.
He turns Sheila evil as well, doesn't he? Like I think kissing her or whatever. And Ash eventually mans up and he starts training Arthur's and Henry's men, and he's doing like the whole which they use later on.
Man. And then like they bring the car in, starts teaching them about making gunpowder or something.
Oh yeah, it's a chemistry 101 book.
Conveniently.
Later on, the Deadites start coming to the castle, don't they? We get the army of the undead, basically.
And I thought was really stupid, where like his scout comes in, and it's 2 of them. So like it's a skeleton, and you got like an actor in a costume trying to like keep the other
That
horse.
was Bill Moseley, who plays.
Really?
Yeah, that was Bill Moseley who plays that guy. But yeah,
No,
it's like a dummy on one of the horses.
I know. So I'm like, why are you getting the skeleton to do? You should have just got the guy who was in the costume to do that bit.
We got the flute player as well, who's in the game. Who, once you hear him inside the game, oh my god. They got costumes as well. Like you said, these skeletons, they have personalities, don't they? They have lines which make you crack up. And we get a mix of stop motion and actual people inside costumes. Like some of them you can tell, you can see their eyes and stuff. But you know, what do you expect? Like it's not a fucking $100 million budget movie or whatever, is it? So
yeah, and if I remember correctly, like this night scene was shot over the course of only a couple of nights. Like it wasn't months of shooting. It was like within like a small time frame they were shooting this. Like they got the archers set ready with like the gunpowder, and he's like old.
Yeah,
and I was like, come on now, this is. I don't want to die on the wall. I don't want to die fighting.
It uses the delta, don't they, which to customize. They got like the propeller on it and all that. He's just going through them all, which is good. Until he sees Sheila, don't he, and then he stops.
Oh my god, this is the bizarrest scene ever. Because like, she's here, like he goes, curves off, and then like crashes, but then like the car's crashing in front of her. Like
continuity.
I don't like. Did she move purposely so that the car like look like? I'm like, oh my god, that makes sense.
And eventually starts fighting Evil Ash, and Evil Ash is like, "You're going down." He's like, "No, I'm going up." He starts running up the stairs.
Again, like this throughout the entire movie, there's some funny lines and like personality with the skeletons and stuff.
Yeah, like when Ash is escaping up, and it's like the crawling one. And he's like, "Wait, where did he go?" But eventually, it ends with Evil Ash being like blown into the sky, and he gets blown up. And he climbs from the skeleton, like, "Let's get the hell out of here!" And just start running away.
Like the fight between Evil Ash and Ash is like really cool.
Yeah, and the fact that Bruce is playing both, obviously some parts it's different actor, but you know it's Bruce playing both parts.
I don't really care for the skeleton version of it. I think it doesn't look as cool.
No, it don't look as cool. No. So the film ends with them sending Ash back to his time, and he just leaves Sheila. He's like, you know, I gotta go back to my time.
It kills her, doesn't it?
No, but she's back though, isn't she?
No,
at the end. Yeah.
It's
and
there.
He leaves. Yeah, the day after.
Yeah, but he fucking stabbed her. Like, what? How did she come back from being a dead body?
Who knows? Maybe it's some sort of spell thing. Once you kill like Evil Ash, it just reverts the.
Yeah, but she got fucking stabbed.
Yeah, but she's fine the next day. He just kisses her and he leaves. It cuts to the theatrical ending, which we'll talk about the original ending in a minute, but it's an S-Mart in it, and he's talking to Ted Raimi, who Ted Raimi has quite a few roles in this film as well. But he's at S-Mart, he's telling him about what happened, then he's like, obviously don't believe it. And then all of a sudden, another Deadeye attacks. It's like, lady, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave the store. And she bounces off like a trampoline and all, and he just shoots it. And it's like, hail to the king, baby. Kisses her. But the original ending, he has, what is it, the three... But he's supposed to take in it.
Take 3 drops of the potion and then fall asleep in a cave.
But he takes too many in the original, doesn't he? Or he doesn't take enough and he wakes up in the future.
I assume he takes too many.
I can see why they changed the ending. Obviously, it leads on to the TV show years later as well, but it's just more happy in it, I guess. I guess the fate does suit the Ash character as well. Like, he wakes up too
if
late.
he gets screwed constantly.
Yeah. Overall rating, what are you going to give Army Darkness?
Oh, like that's like a solid 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 9 as well. Like I said, the only complaint I have, it's not a horror film. Like in this trilogy, apart from that, there's nothing wrong with it. It's amazing.
I love it. It is personally my favorite. But when you like tell me like what's the best, Evil Dead film, like I have to go with 2. I just have to. You just have to. Balls to the wall, like gun to my head. Like number 2 is definitely just stats. Just stats as facts. You know what I mean? Number 2
has everything, doesn't it? Like this is obviously more of a comedy, but it's not a bad.
But you asked me what's my favorite Evil Dead movie. I'm going with 3.
Yeah, the one that entertains you more.
The one that entertains personally me. I love the comedy. I love the action. I love the cheesy one-lines.
Yeah, this, like I said, this film is just filled with quotes. It's the most quotable.
And I think this is like the first would have been the first one I ever watched, because this is the one I have the most memories about. Watching on TV like late at night on ITV2.
Next week we'll be reviewing Evil Dead the remake, which surprisingly is a really good film. But yeah, make sure you like and subscribe if you're new. Check out Dylan's social links down below. Until next week, come review Evil Dead the remake. Peace out in a bit.